Hi guys, I welcome you again to my channel. And people have been asking, they've been calling me, texting me that they want to know the process, the step-by-step process of applying for a PNP program, provincial program in Canada. That the information on their websites are so much. Sometimes they got confused and they just want to know, you know how to go about it uh, by a step-by-step approach. And I said, okay, today I'm going to do a video in effect to that. I mean, and we'll all get what exactly we're looking for and what we're yearning for so that our immigration to Canada can be made easy. My name is Rabio Adesina, and you are on Travel and Events TV channel, a media platform that profiles great solution and brings reliable information to all and sundry across the world. And we are doing it together. Nobody is a teacher. We are all learning. And if you have one or two things to contribute, you are always welcome. You can message me and you can write it in the comment section. And today we'll be talking about PNP, and we will take one of the provinces in Canada for an example. But before we go on, I'd like you to like my videos, visit and make a tour around my platform to check the videos that I have there. And don't forget to like them, share them, be generous about reliable information. Like I always say, information is power. And when you check the information, don't forget to always scrutinize and make sure you do your own research. It is better that way. And also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and always remember to push the notification button so that anytime there's a new video, there is a new upload, you'll be the first person to actually got notified. So today, let's go straight to the business, and I'll be using Nova Scotia as our specimen today. As an example, I'll be using Nova Scotia. Is a province in Canada and it's a beautiful place. Nova Scotia nominee program P, that is called NSNP stream. Nova Scotia nominee program. That's just the short abbreviation for that. NSNP stream may be nominated to immigration. Review the different NSP streams to determine if you're qualified. And we have different programs that you can apply for the labor market in Nova Scotia, for the market priority for physicians, for doctors, those who are in the medical lines, for entrepreneurs, for international graduates, international graduates in demand, skilled workers. I think many people want to make use of this route, skilled worker routes, to get a nomination. And also, we have occupations in demand and Nova Scotia experience, that is express entry. They have their own express entry. So, one of this category could be used by potential immigrants to apply for a nomination certificate to Nova Scotia before you can now go back to federal express entry pool, to inculcate or to add your nomination profile, to update your nomination profile so that they can actually get to know that you already have a nomination from one of the provinces in Canada. And that is why we chose to use Nova Scotia as an example, because it's very straightforward. And today will be using the skilled worker demand. Today we'll be using the skilled worker demand, and for you to to navigate through successfully, I have included the link in this video, and you also get to see it and click straight away from the description button. Just expand the description button and click on it, and therefore you can actually go straight to the website for Nova Scotia. And the first thing you need to know about is your eligibility, and you need to know what document and you should provide. But before then, I need to tell you that the processing time for eligible applicants is 3 months. Yes, for three months, and you should have it in mind that you need to have a relative in in that province. You need to have a close relative, because you will have to prove uh, with documents, and you have to prove to the province, Nova Scotia, that you have a relative uh, in their province, in the province, and within 6 months of receiving your nominee certificate, you should apply to IRCC, that is Immigration, Refugee, and Citizenship Canada, because you need it for a point. And why you actually need it is when your point falls below the cutoff mark for the month. Last month, that is October 2022, cutoff mark was 500. So if you have 500, you don't even need to worry yourself about. I mean, the CRS scores. If you score beyond 500 or 500, you don't need to worry yourself for any nomination, any provincial nomination. But if you fall below, if your score fall below after the critical review. That is what CRS is all about. Falls below the cutoff mark, the threshold. CRS is the full meaning of CRS is comprehensive ranking system, because they have to rank you by your credentials and informations provided. And express entry is all about job. It's all about demand of job in Canada. So it's an express entry, is a program put up together by the federal level of government in Canada. But provinces are also given the opportunities, the free hand to choose, because they all know where they need demand, labor demand. So in quest for this, to quench the labor demand pool, the stream pool, for job in order to solve this problem. Uh, International candidates, applicants are welcome. So 3 months is required for the processing of application, and within the 6 months of getting the nomination certificate from this province, you have to make your application into the Federal Express entry pool handled by Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada, so that they will be the one to process and invite you for a permanent resident visa, that is PR, and your spouse and your dependents, your spouse and your dependents, your children, must meet all requirements for medical, security and criminal admissibility. It is not a one-way ticket. It's not a freeway ticket. It is not an automatic ticket. Even if you get nomination, your application is successful with any of your choice province. You will still need to go back to the federal entry pool to update your profile and let them know that you have been nominated, and that's a chance for you. And the advantage of a nomination, province nomination program, is for you to increase your mark. If by CRS calculation, comprehensive ranking system, your mark is above or equal to the cutoff mark for the month, then you don't need any nomination. You're good, and all you need is to just go and make sure that all the eligibility and required documents are provided for, and you apply straightforward from the federal entry pool, and you provide for your test of English test. But one thing is that you once you have a nomination from any of the provinces, you have an automatic added advantage of 600 CRS scores. That is huge. So that is why many people prefer to go through that. And also, you are eligible to skip some of the requirements in the federal entry pool. Like, for example, the language test. If you go directly through the federal entry program, you are required to provide English test results. I mean, approved Canadian English test exams you have to do. You either there are a lot of them there, IELTS, then PET. They are all the Canadian English test and some other ones. But when you go through a program like this, provincial nomination, for example, Nova Scotia that we're talking about today, for a skilled worker, there are so many, they required you to do the English test too. But for a skilled worker, I'm going to be telling you what exactly to do so that you won't have to do the exams. For easy navigation, click on the link that I put on this video, or you may find it in the description button. Once you click on it, it takes you to that page and it welcomes you. Nova Scotia website, official website. Once you're welcome, you see the first 10 programs that I've mentioned earlier. And what I need you to click on, what we'll be using, for example, it depends on your eligibility, on your credential. But today we're going to be using the skill worker. Let me go through it again. Nova Scotia labor market priorities. The second one is labor market priorities for physicians, for doctors, and the third one are for the general doctors, physicians, and the fourth one is for entrepreneur. The fifth one is for international graduate entrepreneur, and the sixth one is also for international graduates in demand, and the seventh one is skilled worker. The eighth one is occupations in demand. The ninth one, which is the last one, is Nova Scotia experience. That is, maybe you've worked, you have an earlier experience in the labor stream in Nova Scotia. So that is where you can apply for the express entry directly. So what we're dealing with today is the skilled worker. What you need to do is to click on the skilled worker. That is what we're dealing with today. And you find out all the information. So here now, we are at the skilled workers section, still on the Nova Scotia website, official website. And here are the eligibility requirements you need to have in mind for you to be fully eligible for a nomination from this Canadian province. The first one is you need to have a full permanent job offer from a company or from an employer based in Nova Scotia in Canada. And how to do that is kindly visit Job Bank website. It's mainly for Canadian jobs. Visit and apply. Even as a skilled workers, there's so many job offer on that website that can, make you qualify for a nomination. So search for jobs in Nova Scotia that has visa sponsorship and apply. Even as a semi-skilled workers or as a even low-skilled workers, you only need to have 6 months experience. No, you don't need to have any other thing than you just have that 6 months experience. For example, if you're a carpenter or you are a plumber or any other skilled workers, no matter how low your skill is, you need to have just 6 months experience. That's the second one. And the third one is about your age. You need to be 21 years old, and that's the minimum. And the maximum age is 55 years. If you are below 21, don't apply. And if you are above 55 years, don't apply. So, and other thing you need to have is you need to have a high school diploma. High school diploma. You need to have a high school diploma. Depending on which country you're hearing me for, you're applying from, you need to check the website. What is the equivalent of a high school diploma in your country? And also, you need to have appropriate training skills, appropriate training skill or accreditation for the job. And also you need to have a proof of language ability equal to Canadian language. And benchmark is CLB level 5. That is Canadian language benchmark. Is CLB level 5 if you're a skilled worker. But if your first language is English or French, because those are the two official languages in Canada, English and French. So if you're lucky that your language, you're in your country, your basic language, your first language is English or French. So now let us treat the issue of test of English, because it has generated a whole lot of issue. Many people got really, really confused about this, and I'm going to be telling you what and all you need to know about this and get it clear once and for all. See, in this category of a skilled worker, if you fall within the experienced, highly level skilled worker, and your official language in your country, your first language is English. For example, in Nigeria, in Ghana, and some other African countries, your first language is English and or French. So many countries in Africa, their first languages are English and French. So you fall in this category, and you are a high level skill worker. Automatically, you don't need to write a test. It means that you fall within the benchmark, the CLB, the Canadian language benchmark, that is 5, CLB level 5. You fall within that, and you don't need to write any test of language. So you don't need to present any result. Hear me clearly, let me come again. If you are a high level skill worker, that is, you have like a year experience of a skilled worker. For example, you're a carpenter or you're a plumber or some other skilled worker category, and you have like more than a year, at least 1 year experience or more, it means that you don't need to write a test of language. But if you fall below this benchmark, maybe you are a semi-skilled or a low-level skilled worker, which means you only need 6 months experience working, work, 6 months experience work to apply. It means you need to do the test and make available a proof of results of test of English for CLB level 4. Don't be confused by all these grammars. CLB level 4 means that you need to do a level, you need to do a test of English to meet up, because a low level or a semi level skilled workers will be placed by a CLB benchmark for level 4. It is only when you are highly skilled, you have more than a year, at least a year experience of working experience, that or more, that is when you can fall within the highly skilled. But if you fall to be within a low or semi-skilled workers, you need to do it. To prove that you have done a test of language and your result must not be below CLB 4. So this is exactly how to know all the eligibility requirements that you need to know before going for a before going for a provincial nomination program. And the next step now is to go and apply online. Everything online. And once you click, is on the same page, that you just scroll down a bit and you see apply online. It means you are ready to apply for a nomination program for Nova Scotia province. And once you click it, just provide all the informations and make an attachment of all your credentials. And there you go. So if you fall within the category of a skilled worker, this video is for you. But if you are not, if you fall within other categories, like we read the other time, if you fall within other categories, professional categories, entrepreneurial categories, physician categories, and labor market categories, priorities, you can check it out, and they will give you all the eligibility. And this is just to address how to apply for a provincial program using Nova Scotia as an example. Nova Scotia is not only the province in Canada, depending on where you have relative. So I am just using this as an example. So if where you have a relative is different from Nova Scotia, there are so many other provinces that you can apply through, not only Nova Scotia. So I did a video on this earlier. You can get this video on my channel. Like this video and generously share it. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and push the notification button so that you can be the first to get notified once I make another new video. And let me tell you a note before I end this video, that don't be confused about the test of English. Let me come again. Once you are considering an application for federal express entry, no way you can be exempted from doing a test of English. There's no way. A test of English is mandatory for every category in federal express entry, Canadian federal express entry. So you cannot skip this. The only way you can skip this is what I've mentioned earlier. When you apply through Nova Scotia as a highly skilled labor and you have their nomination, then it means you have your mark. You just need to go back to the federal entry pool, express entry pool, and while you're creating your profile, you add and update it that you have a nomination from Nova Scotia. So that is an edge. Except that every category, every applicant needs to provide English test results, and the benchmark is Canadian language benchmark, CLB levels. And you can, some of the tests you can do in your different language, in your different countries, CELPIP, you can do IELTS, CELPIP. Another one is IELTS. Then another one is TEF. No matter what language you're speaking in your country, either French or English, you need to do a test of language. And not only that, once you are now back to the federal entry pool, you need to get all of this eligibility. Your nomination from Nova Scotia or other provinces does not guarantee an automatic pick from the federal entry. Now that you're back to the federal express entry, the pool, you now need to provide all the informations and upload all your credentials, make your make your proof of funds available, and if they consider you appropriate and give you a yes for your application, then it will now be processed by IRCC, and that is when it will now be processed. And the whole decisions is now on the shoulder of the IRCC, that is the Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada. They have the prerogative of choice to either approve you of a PR or not. So that is the way it goes. It is a personal thing that you need to find suitable for your personal individual needs. What and what your eligibility, how far your eligibility can take you. Good luck to you as you apply, and don't forget to share this video. Be generous about it. And I wish you success in all your endeavors of immigration. God bless you. Bye for now. Till we'll catch some other time. My name is Rabi Adeshina. God bless you.